This is probably a work of fiction. Hi everyone, you have found what to play next. We're bringing everything that is awesome in gaming. We are awesome at it. I am your host, Anjindra. We've been at this forever. And I mean, like, we're talking about forever. I helped launch Bethesda Softworks with my dad, Akatosh, way back in the day. And we haven't slowed down since, so... let's see, The Nightmare. I mean, you gotta love it. So we found this. It's from some... I want to call them indie studios because they are still starting out. But they were so talented, and the way they did this was so incredible. So the skill sets that you see in games like The Witcher and so on, they allow you to develop that in an adventure-style setting with graphics that are so incredible that you actually do feel like you're there. So it really draws you in. And there's just an incredible playing experience as a result. Fill the conditions detailed in the talent menus to unlock permanent bonuses. Now, I haven't been staying up on my buffs quite as well as I should have because we tend to blitz through things when we're playing for a recording. If I ever do go back and do this for a stream, this is one of my major recommendations for a stream because there's so many, it has a replayability aspect where just because they've seen it doesn't mean that they got everything out of it. So we're finding out, we've been called to brunch. It didn't sync. That's terrible. Oh, okay, it did. We just had a talk with Napoleon about what's going on. We're riddled with prestigious personalities. We're going to find out a little bit more about our mother's note because we did miss out on a clue. And they tend to let you redeem yourself when that happens. So we found a note in the fireplace. She has a conspirator we're looking for because she's missing. And we're concerned that she might have killed one of the Duchess's twin sisters. Now, the Duchess is just scandalous. She's a peasant who married an older man. She serves him quite well, and she serves her purpose quite well. Just kind of calming things down and giving a pedestrian viewpoint. But
no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Golden elixirs and so on will keep you sharp. So let's see. Let's see what we have. Mysterium. We can do more in science. We can do more in etiquette. We can use this. It's a lodestone. That's interesting. I hadn't considered that. And then we have the Bible's notes. We must leave urgently, but first I must go beyond the nightmares. Obviously, we're meant to find out what that means and where she could be. She's helping Catholic refugees flee, and we need to, help her with that. We're also a member of the Golden Order, so a little bit of a janky beginning. I know I'm bouncing around a bit. I want to juice up here. Where am I? In the Great Hall of Zeus, they have an incredible sculpture in here. This place is stacked. I'll tell you what, if you want to party, do it at Lord Mortimer's, because that man has got cash money, homie. Tabs, we have our inventory. Dennis Diderot. Cannot be equipped. Assemble all pages of the manual. Interesting. So we'll go ahead and we'll use up our elixirs and so on because I've been neglecting to do so, especially prior to... Here's negative alteration, plays immunities. I've been neglecting to do so and I just don't have any inventory space as a result. Obviously this gentleman needs all the help that he can get. I mean, that's a peasant if I ever saw one. Hello, friend.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Can you tell me about our host? Lord Mortimer.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
He just showed up. Man has impeccable fashion taste, so he made up for it by the outfit he was
What can you
wearing
tell me
alone.
about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
You're not being very helpful, servant.
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor,
Where
please?
can we find the nightmares?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall.
So we're on the ground
From the
floor.
Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
Okay. May I walk outside?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, Sir.
It's a private island.
For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If Sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival.
Really anything there.
If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise Sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help Sir in any other way?
They're recommending
What's on the first
gallery.
floor?
They're all biblical
The first
works
floor
and
is
beautiful.
reserved for guests, Sir. That is where Sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable Sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that Sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, Sir?
It's on the second floor, homie.
What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, Sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holmes, Sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
I guess that's it.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, Sir. What would you require?
What can I get out of this guy?
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, Sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects.
My goodness.
I would advise against Sir taking any.
Well, I'll ask for something else then.
You see, Tribulus system.
Each person you meet on the island has their own personality and makes them vulnerable to certain skills and immune to others. Exploiting their personality is crucial to achieve your personal goals, skills used against communities. At upper class parties, we play each other. Just as a heads up. We don't give a crap if it's Halloween. It is like a battlefield as far as socializing. I'm surprised that they threw a peasant in there. Immunities will not succeed and leave you exhausted. Meanwhile, exploited vulnerabilities will give you 1 effort point. So I revealed an immunity and a vulnerability, so...
Zoidus is from the Zygophalaceae family. Very, very rich in nitrates and potassium chloride. It was used in India 700 years before Christ, my good fellow. And I know nothing better to perk you up.
Oh, as Sir wishes. Here is the herb, Sir.
He has it
May
on
I
him?
help you with anything else, Sir?
Ah! Oh, manuscript.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
Another one? These are
The
well-read
Sorrows
servants.
of Young Werther by Goethe, Sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It's a cliche.
It is damaged, Sir. I would never dare lend Sir a book in such a pitiful state, Sir. I took it to restore.
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, Sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, Sir, I hope Sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
We'll just lie.
There you are,
lie.
then. That's exactly where I left it.
Oh my goodness.
I am quite put out, Sir.
so
I
crazy.
don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say
figure out
nothing
this
and
one.
hand it over.
You want to back up?
I...
Now.
But, Sir, I... Very well, Sir. Here you are. May Sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well?
Oh.
Bravo.
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 My goodness.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Shame.
Say pardon.
Shame.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
Carmelite
A little
water.
Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer
No,
only
senor.
allows access to them
You've
in
had
cases
enough
of
already.
emergency.
Listen, I suffer from terrible migraines, and the voyage by boat has brought on my rheumatism. So, unless you have anything else to alleviate the pain, please give me some quickly. Thank you. Oh, and the one from Bordeaux,
Sad
right?
drugs.
I prefer it to the one from Paris.
Immediately, sir. Here. I hope
Come
sir
on,
will get
sir.
well again quickly. Anything else, sir?
Yeah, we're gonna loot you.
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately, I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Tree sap?
Look, you aren't going to kick up a fuss about a vulgar piece of resin, are you? Don't believe what they say about amber. It does nothing to warm up infants' bodies, let alone
What
prevent
kind of
toothache.
rumor is that?
And neither does this fossil oleoresin stimulate fertility. You can believe me.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for educating me.
Yeah,
I
thanks
didn't
for the
know.
beats, yo.
Here you are, sir.
Slock is safe
Does
from
sir
you.
desire anything else?
Do you have any
You
golden
wouldn't
elixir?
have a little golden elixir I
We're
could
just
use,
gonna,
would you?
we're gonna do
Oh,
it.
unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests.
Well, we just can't
Some
have such
guests are
things,
here
senor.
to follow a very strict treatment.
enjoying my
Mixing
power
or
trip too
combining
much.
certain
I'm sure you
substances would be
understand.
dangerous for sir.
Nah, we'll just shoot them all.
My good fellow, you're right. One should never mix treatments without the advice of an expert. It so happens that I usually make my own golden elixir, but I haven't brought my kit with me. Perhaps, in that case, would you fetch a spoonful of ethyl alcohol, ethereal oil, and 10 milliliters of ethanol for
Make
me?
it my darn
Along with
self,
that, a small
son.
quantity of gold, please.
I've
Just a few
seen-
crumbs will suffice.
Ah, I see that sir knows
I've
his
seen
subject.
Breaking Bad.
Therefore, I see no reason why I shouldn't give them to you. I hope that will be enough for you, sir,
you please
because I
leave?
haven't any more.
Thank you. That will be fine.
That was fine.
May I help with anything else, sir?
I'm good. Alright, I was wondering if you could help me out. I guess we're done, this poor guy. Do you feel bad? Is that like a thing that people do? Alright, this is incredible. I mean, you can't enter the first floor or the ground floor without seeing this, and it's absolutely astounding. We'll jog it out. Now that we know that we can get more from the servants at any time, we can certainly, oops, that's inventory. Press 1 to use it. It restores 1 effort point. So press 1. Use 4 constable items. Okay, so we're just gonna hit up George and see what's going on. Now, this is the George Washington. It did take place in that time period, and when I said you are dealing with the Inestimals, I'm not joking. You're at a party that runs the world looking for your mother.
Go beyond the nightmare.
Nightmare.
Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis.
Oh, I doubt
Let
it.
me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind.
Darn it.
Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
You can always question
Mr. President,
guests
what do you
these
think
sorts
about
of
your
things.
counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation
Yeah,
in
we found out
Spain.
that Manuel Godoy was a used name.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
But
Who
we took a
knows?
different path. I'm surprised they put a person to it. Tell me more.
Mr.
about it.
President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis.
They're
Let's
so
say he
secretive,
brings
you know.
together influential people in order to
You
consider
miss one
possible
conversation, you miss
actions to
one part of the
undertake
story.
to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest.
Conquering
None of the
France.
guests know the theme before arriving,
Conquering France.
but you'll see. Everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend.
I've used up my...
Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it.
Will do.
Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
This is such an incredible setting for this. It's just absolutely astounding. And then apparently I can go back and hit this servant up again, since I'm out of Devil's Thorn and Carmelite water. So we'll see if we can just refuel. I was wondering how
What
we
can
reached
I do for you,
proficiency
sir?
so quickly. And
I am
apparently
at
this
your
is
service
how.
day and night, sir.
It hadn't occurred to me to just
As I was
ask the
unable to bring my
servants for what I
personal
need.
effects with me, I
I mean,
was
it
wondering
did,
if you
but it
could
was to,
find
like,
me a
bring
few
up my
items.
luggage,
Of
which
course,
they
sir.
did.
What would you require?
Or use them as spies. Oh, looks like they're full out on that. Alright, so never mind. Thought I revealed a weakness there. I was incorrect. What's through here? I think this is a portrait gallery. Letters from or addressed to other guests learn more about their motivation. I am not joking when they say that you just loot the place in this. It's not shocking. The upper class is a scandalous bunch by nature. We make headlines constantly. It's like your life's purpose is to stay out of
Discourse on the
headlines.
Method by Descartes. This book changed the way I looked at the world.
I hate Descartes. The man was a hack. He put together geometry, and then he spent like 20 years saying
Circe
he was
preparing
building
wine.
ethics.
What better trap for Ulysses?
Essentially, what he did was... Oh, Circe the Witch. Interesting. What he did was lay out the way that things were, which is a compiled research paper instead of actual research. Oh, how cool. So, you know, interesting, but not as revolutionary as they would have it. He was a spoiled child. He didn't like to get out of bed. The running joke with philosophy teachers is that he took 6 days to compose on Being and Reason, and on the 7th day he rested. It's a joke I make myself. Louis, just the man.
Louis. Just the man. Good Lord.
Oh,
How did the king come to be executed?
What?
I would think
right,
that the
Louis
order would have
14th
intervened.
died. Obviously, it's the Cardinal's raison d'etre right here. Oh, I can't jump him. This is crazy.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
This is insanity.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
Yeah, I need to know about nightmares, and you seem like just the guy.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son.
I'm a strange kind of guy. Spit out the
Difficult
answer.
to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the
Biblical.
context?
For real.
Think of a place and tell me the first thing that comes into your mind when I say the nightmare.
Amuse me. Entertain me.
Let me think. I'd say
For me.
Lord Mortimer's favorite painting on the wall behind his
Third one,
desk.
great.
You know, that painting caused quite a stir when it was exhibited. It is titled The Nightmare, and it shows a woman lying down with a creature sitting on her. And in the
Interesting.
background, a
Good for
horse.
Raid Mortimers.
I don't know if
shocking.
it will be of any help, but I can't think of anything else.
You never know. Thank you for that, though, Your Eminence. I gotta go and see it just in case, though.
So in sharp contrast to Shuyan, where
I'm
it's
sure a man like
graphic
you is
novel
in the
with
circle
combat
of trust.
sequences,
Would
this
you know
is
what
an
the
exploratory
conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be
with,
about?
conversational
Not
sequences.
really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
All right.
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take
love
up any
the
more of your
butterflies.
time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
So this is where we took brunch. If you didn't catch that episode.
A swine in a salon. That's an odd choice of decor.
Salvant Bergen. Looks like Latin. Thought it was like it was German. It actually looks like it was Latin. Gotta raid the place if it has any drugs.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
It was certainly helpful, so if I do have any more Devil's Thorn, popped open entire conversational avenues for me. Not that I have the K drug.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Royal Jelly. Okay, Devil's Thorn. We're going hell for leather here with their mom, so. Item not picked up. More Royal Jelly. What's this one? Unlock.
Amber crystals.
Got some more amber. Key with an occult symbol. Amber fragments. The library. Naturally. There should be an entrance to the 3rd floor here, I believe.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Atrus. I'll have to look it up. I've actually run into almost all of the works from here, or at least their authors. That was the Miller brothers. No idea. So that's a little different.
A few pages out of an old encyclopedia.
Excellent, because I'm putting together a book, so certainly use that. Collector's coins. And into the other room. So we're looting the place. Here we are. Now this is where I thought the nightmare would be. These are all incredibly famous works. Again, all biblical. They're from that era. You can't actually take classical philosophy without studying the Bible. Apologetics is required for a philosophy degree, so it's very much a part of Western culture in general. Last Supper, Orbits of the Planets, whole shebang. And then, of course, they chronicled, the saints and so on. The Archbishop of, I believe, Canterbury being a major contributor. What on earth can I do to get to the next one? Okay, so this is the last place where I open a secret door that really only leads to a private collection. What is this? Hold on. Reserved for Duke Manuel Goodall. Interesting. That is weird.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia.
Interesting. So apparently he's being given that as a present. Last Supper, so we're going this way. I like to orient myself by, priceless works of art. It's just how I roll. It's how I roll around the place, homie. It's how I go. How I do what I am. Okay, cool. More Devil's Thorn. The only thing I don't have is Carmelite water. Locksmith's art. Tearing it up in that. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I love how sidetracked I get. Golden elixir. So I can buff before I talk to the next person, which is always good. Royal jelly. I might as well go ahead and 1 skill point in psychology. And I could use that. 1 skill point in subject, logic, etiquette. Does this give me science? I'll go ahead and equip this. Hold on. Why did it not let me equip that? I will go ahead and equip this. Right-clicking gets me out of this. See, we're learning together, friend. We're learning. How do I equip this? Enter. And now it leaves. Weird. This is absolutely beautiful. Harpsichord? Yeah, it's got the dual. He won't let you play though. He must not know how. Elixir. Yeah. And I don't have any negative alterations. So apparently we're going to keep rolling. And they cut me off. So let's see here. Up the stairs and see if we can't either catch another guest and get a better insight or head straight to the 2nd floor where it sounds like the painting is. So it sounds like they skipped us to the end and kind of gave us the answer there. It doesn't hurt to talk to other guests, but if I know the answer, Alright. Where do I go from here? Just jog it out. This is a little more plebeian. I think it houses up to 10 guests. Most of them are occupied. You can go balcony crawling. You can disturb the guests in their chambers. So who's this?
President George Washington.
That's George's room. I can certainly look over my own stuff. Interesting. It's kind of tossed on there. The theme of the furniture here isn't exactly my favorite. They didn't ask my opinion, you know? Nobody asked me. It was a weird quirk of the era. Food got left out for days. It's known for rot.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Where do you talk to Piaggi? Can't go in there.
Huh, that's me.
So I'm not allowed in my room until I'm not allowed to go back to my room until I figure this out. I think I am gonna wrap it up soon.
Godoy.
Because we are gonna get called to the salon. And I need to do a little bit more research as to how I would access the Duke's quarters again, what to do there, and so on. Oh, and it's Emily. Alright, so we'll go ahead and end here. We always have a good conversation with Emily. She's an interesting woman. Like I said, she had a twin. They chose to be one person so that she can marry an elderly duke and help run the world. So that'll be an interesting one. She might have some insight as to goings on in the party. But I'm Aunt Ginger. This is what to play next. Link in the description below if you do want to play the game yourself. As a free first chapter. Also down there is Gamer Grind. Gamer coffee delivered to your door. So you can do that. You can buy our merch, support the Pirate Queen on What to Play Next logo. Or you can put your own logo on merch. They're a co-op and they're awesome. So we love when you guys talk about us. So go ahead and hit the share button. Liking, subscribing, commenting, that is always free. So definitely hit subscribe, hit the bell. 6 days out of 7 you get a little thumbnail, see what we're doing to, see what people are doing to advance gaming. So this is an incredible conversation-driven storyline, and that's what helps you buff your attributes. Completely different, and the graphics are incredible for people who are essentially just starting out. They have a couple games out there. So that's awesome. We love hearing from you guys. Hit the comments. Also down there's coffee, KOFI. Buy this chick a coffee, $1 make me smile, and all my other social networks. We love you guys. We love the airways all on for the ride. We will see you in the next video.